What should I do for a new video? It's so hard coming up with original content. I could do another Lord of the Rings video. They seem to work. Why couldn't I just be magical? Like, I could just say something stupid like, Video Maxima. It worked? Sign me up for Hogwarts! So, you might be looking at the title of this video and you might be saying to yourself, Nick, there is no way that you missed another iconic franchise like this. Well, I kind of did and I kind of didn't. This is officially my first time watching the Harry Potter series. If you guys like this type of content, you guys love me exploring movies and just want to be a part of a movie community, why don't you consider hitting that subscribe button down below? It truly means a lot. My past with Harry Potter has been very interesting. When I was young, I remember reading the first 4 books, which included Sorcerer's Stone or Philosopher's Stone, all the way to Goblet of Fire. And then the movies came out, and now I will say this, I had glasses when I was a kid, and I looked a lot more like Harry Potter than other kids, and so my cousins would tease me and call me Harry Potter all the time, and it really bothered me. They'd be like, "What are you filming the next movie, Harry?" And it was kind of flattering too because, hey, Daniel Radcliffe's a good-looking guy, so it wasn't too bad, but still, I didn't want to be compared to Harry Potter. I watched the first 4 Harry Potter films. I moderately liked the Harry Potter films. I just remember Prisoner of Azkaban was the one that was the most rewatchable, and then after that, Goblet of Fire was probably the second best for me just because I really liked the action. Order of the Phoenix came out and I remember watching like 10 minutes of that movie and I just got uninterested. I was just like, nah, I'm good. Half-Blood Prince came out. I seen one scene from the entire movie because it was playing during an award show where they showed a sneak peek. And then Deathly Hallows Part 2 I saw just a few months ago for the first time, but I saw like the last hour and a half of the film. So it's been kind of sporadic with the Harry Potter franchise. So my wife and I, we sat down this past week and we watched all 8 Harry Potter films. And let me just say that I really enjoy this series. I'm not going to go above the moon and say that this is the greatest series of all time. I'm not going to put it in the same category as Lord of the Rings and Star Wars. I think that those are just so perfect, in my opinion, the original trilogy of Star Wars and the Lord of the Rings trilogy. And Harry Potter, it has a couple of really great films, and then there's some films to me that just aren't as impactful, but they're never bad. They never have one truly bad film in this franchise, and I think that that's a huge statement to Harry Potter and the lore and just this world that is built. I think it's just very cool. And now I can consider myself a Potterhead. I think it's either Pothead or Potterhead. I'm pretty sure it's Potterhead. Not like to the biggest extent. I still don't understand a lot of the characters' names. I don't understand a lot of the lore and like how certain objects work within this world and how they play into relevance in like the Fantastic Beasts movies per se, but I can still watch these films and have just a great time watching these characters on screen because really at its core, Harry, Ron, and Hermione truly make this franchise magnificent. Now I'm going to make an individual ranking video on this franchise. So I'm not going to talk in depth a lot about these movies because I want to save that for my ranking video. But there are some things that truly surprised me with these films because even though they've been out for so long, there were still things I didn't know about. And especially when it came to Deathly Hallows Part 1, which is to me the Infinity War of the Harry Potter franchise. Dobby was one of my favorite characters introduced in Chamber of Secrets. To me, probably one of the best aspects of that movie because I really don't like Chamber of Secrets as much as, you know, all the other films, even though it's still a good movie. Dobby to me made that film. And Deathly Hallows Part 1, they rip your heart right out of your chest and just stomp on it. This is a spoilers warning. If you have not seen the Harry Potter movies, please click off this video right now. I'm only going to say it once. This is a spoiler warning. Dobby dies in Deathly Hallows Part 1, and I was devastated. I was absolutely devastated. It broke me. It was the hardest death to see throughout this entire franchise. Like, Moody can die. But Dobby? Dobby? Okay, I can even take Lupin, because I love Lupin, and Nymphadora Tonks, but Dobby? You're gonna kill Dobby off? This franchise is truly something special. I have such an appreciation for people who are so immersed into the Harry Potter fandom, Harry Potter culture. Like some people, this is like their life. J.K. Rowling made an absolutely incredible world that I still think about right now. We just sat down and watched Deathly Hallows Part 2 last night. That was the last one that we watched. And I'm sad. I'm sad that the franchise is over. Now, I have seen both Fantastic Beasts movies, so I'm not going to include them in here because they're just okay. I am sad that we no longer get to see these three characters of Harry, Ron, and Hermione dazzle us on the screen. It really tore me up last night after finishing Deathly Hallows Part 2. I almost didn't want to finish it because this was going to be the last time that I could experience these characters for the first time in their entire story. You grow up with these characters. It's like these characters, they start off as these little kids and then they blossom into these young adults who are making decisions for themselves. Hermione, Emma Watson, I've had the biggest crush on her forever, okay? I still do. She's gorgeous and I've always loved Hermione. Ron becomes this brave young man who, yes, he has weaknesses, especially when it comes to Hermione, but the fact that he's able to control a lot of the way he's feeling, especially towards Deathly Hallows Part 2, I think is really, really nice. And it's something subtle that they add in there because Deathly Hallows Part 1, he's a mess. And Harry, obviously he transforms the most. He has to learn the most, and what he has to go through throughout his entire time at Hogwarts is so different from anybody else. But there's just something about it that I just truly love. Because Harry doesn't feel like this huge, giant hero. He's not like Aragorn walking into a castle, breaking open the doors with him slow walking and the music is kind of fading on him. Harry, to me, it's more subtle the way that he's a hero because he relies on everyone else around him to help him. He can't do it by himself. This franchise truly is a wonder. I absolutely love this world. I love Hogwarts. Voldemort is truly a menacing villain. He is a great villain for this franchise. He is the yin to Harry Potter's yang. And I just really love what they do with Voldemort. He's scary. They make him out the way he should be made out, which is very, very fierce, very power-driven, and just honestly a really good rival to our protagonist, Harry Potter. And the nice thing about it is he is the main villain throughout the entire franchise, so we don't have to shift gears to somebody else. I can see myself going back and watching this franchise multiple times, having marathons with this franchise multiple times, and just really going back and visiting this world and enjoying Hogwarts and the experience. What I love at the core of the first 6 films is I love that they introduce the Hogwarts experience to us. Every year is different. There's different things going on. There's different teachers, but we get invested in just the everyday schoolwork that these wizards have to go through. And I love that in Deathly Hallows Part 1, they take us out of that, but then they bring us back in Deathly Hallows Part 2, and we get to have that true feeling of what it's like to be a wizard at Hogwarts, studying alongside these characters. Thank you, J.K. Rowling. Thank you, Warner Brothers, for making a great franchise that truly represents what it's like to go through adolescence. That's the thing that I get out of these stories, is that this truly is a learning experience about teaching you how life truly is sometimes. Now, not to the same extent. We're not going to have Dark Lord wizards coming after us like Voldemort, but we're going to be kicked down. And it's what we do and who we bring with us on the journey that are going to help us get back up. And so for that simple fact, Harry Potter is truly a franchise that is worthwhile. It is truly magnificent. And it's really inspired me to actually go back and read all of the books. I remember reading the first 4 books when I was younger, but I don't remember them. And so now I want to go and read all of the Harry Potter books and be able to just learn more, have more knowledge about this world and about these characters. What do you guys think about Harry Potter, the franchise? Let me know down below. Do you guys remember your first time watching this franchise all the way through? This is my first time watching it all the way through, but it's basically me just talking about how I finally finished something that I've been putting off for years. Like this video if you enjoyed this content. Subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. Thank you guys so much for your support and all that you guys do, and I really am happy that you guys truly love this content. Stay magical. I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.